Hi there. So, how are you doing today? Come on, just one more day. It's the weekend. So, we're going to talk about testosterone together. So, can zinc actually boost your testosterone production? First off, let me explain what zinc is. If we don't know what it is, it's complicated. You always need to set the rules clearly from the start. So, zinc is simple. It's an essential mineral that is linked to more than 250 chemical reactions, both on the cellular and hormonal. In fact, it plays a role in all the regulatory systems of the body. So it's not insignificant. It's true that we talk a lot about proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, but sometimes minerals can make a difference. So I'm going to try to explain to you through this quick live session, it's not going to be very long, why zinc is so important to boost that testosterone. So, as I have defined what zinc is, I suggest I tell you what testosterone is, but very quickly. For those who still haven't realized the impact of having a good level of testosterone, testosterone is simple. It's the main androgen hormone, or male sex hormone. Okay? So, it's very important for men. Even though women produce it in smaller amounts, they also need to have a proper level. So, it's classified as an anabolic steroid, and it's primarily produced in the testes. Okay? So, we know that when we're in our teenage years, why we're so driven, well, we have a high level of testosterone, and our libido is at its peak. Why? Because precisely the maximum peak is reached during adolescence. And then it starts to decrease from the age of 25, and afterwards it keeps going down. It decreases, and sometimes there are people who reach very low levels, like people who are 35 years old with very low testosterone levels. Okay? So it's more on the green side. 60, 65 years old. If you practice weightlifting and sports, especially high-level sports, you know all about testosterone. And you know it's super important. It's one of the most important hormones for maintaining muscle mass, for being stronger, more powerful, for having a good night's sleep, for having top-notch erythropoietic function, and for having good self-esteem. Because we've seen that testosterone affects confidence and self-esteem, and it also helps make your bones much stronger. But that's not all, it will also impact your health. We know that it can impact the cardiovascular systems and others. So really, testosterone is important. So the brain is a small gland, the pituitary gland. In fact, it's a small gland located at the base of the brain. In fact, the brain and its gland control the amount of testosterone produced by the testes. So it doesn't necessarily come only from the testes. There are also a number of things that create interactions that make you produce testosterone. So there are people who are affected by a low level of testosterone, and that's a disease. The name is hypogonadism. So it's not easy to say, but it's a recognized disease. Except that more and more people are affected at a younger age. So normally it concerns people aged 60, 65, 70 years. But there are people starting at 30 years old who are affected by this disease. And we know that since the 70s, there has been a drop of about 40%. For the past 50 years, yes, there has been a 40% drop in testosterone. So it's due to what? What is this deficiency due to? So, the first thing, the big difference is that the lifestyle has really become terrible. Foods are deficient, there are more and more chemicals, so you should try to eat organic as much as possible. And then there's also stress, all the anxiety factors we know about, which together impact testosterone. So for zinc, it's also something we've noticed. It's that athletes, especially those who sweat a lot, are often deficient in zinc. And yeah, apparently it gets eliminated through sweating. So is zinc going to change your life? Is zinc really going to skyrocket your testosterone? It will have an impact, we'll see that, but at doses, once again, that are natural. So zinc can already prevent the overactivity of an enzyme in the body called aromatase. And yes, this aromatase, we talk about it in fitness. This aromatase is responsible for the conversion. Listen carefully. From testosterone to estrogen, basically from male hormone to female hormone, it's catastrophic. We see kids who already have breasts. We see people who are becoming more feminine because precisely there is this transformation. So the high presence of estrogen, that is the female hormone, is due to the excessive production of this enzyme, aromatase. And what does that lead to? The decrease in testosterone production. By inhibiting the luteinizing hormone, which is produced by the pituitary gland. In fact, we see that it produces a bunch of chemical reactions. That's why you need to take care of your hormones. And this process is going to generate some really harmful effects. So it leads to water retention, a lot more water retention, fat accumulation in the belly, loss of muscle mass, a drastic drop in libido, poorer erections, constant fatigue, loss of self-confidence, and lack of motivation. In the end, it really impacts you, both physically and psychologically. But the good news is that with a zinc intake, the levels of these many hormones, including testosterone, can be reduced. So, once again, just because you're going to take zinc doesn't mean that the next day you'll be on fire. No, actually, it's going to help you gradually reach a good level, what I call a healthy, natural hormonal level. It's not like with anabolic products, where we go well above the natural range, and that's harmful. But what will zinc do in 30 days? We're already seeing good results. It will reduce your activity at the level of estrogen receptors. And so you won't have this aromatase phenomenon, the transformation of male hormone into female hormone. Then you're going to increase, in the right proportions, the production of thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, which are very important for balance and metabolism. You're going to increase, as I told you, in terms of free testosterone. In fact, all of this brings together gradually, without shocking your body. It's going to make you feel a lot better. When you see that zinc will impact the proper functioning of your testicles, it's going to balance many hormones like testosterone, like growth hormone, and that's already pretty good. Okay. I remind you that this is not chemical, it's natural. So, the best of the best, let's say, is what a lot of people do in bodybuilding and strength sports. It's that they're going to combine zinc with vitamin B6 and magnesium. This is what we call ZMA, zinc, magnesium, B6. And this combination will correct zinc deficiencies, but it will also allow, with the combination of the other two products, to increase your testosterone levels. So, what I say, and what most people recommend, is to take this ZMA, even the zinc, before going to bed. So ideally, you should eat well beforehand, wait an hour, and just before going to bed, you take the ZMI. So now you know how to increase your endogenous testosterone and how to do it naturally. So, let's be clear, taking zinc isn't going to change your testosterone overnight. It's going to happen gradually. But what I want to say, and I'm saying this to all of you, is to stop taking chemical products, stop taking magic products. Now we see that there are dietary supplements where the names are very similar, the marketing side of real anabolic steroids, but actually look at what's inside. First of all, it doesn't take much to achieve a better hormonal balance. Once again, we take ZMA, we take omega-3s, we take vitamins, C, and then we incorporate a bunch of natural practices and processes, like cold exposure and breathing techniques to lower cortisol. Yes, when we know that Antibes boosts growth hormone and testosterone. Then, as I mentioned, cold showers. And then what you can do especially is short efforts like sprinting, like HIIT, like weight training. It shouldn't go over that. 40-45 minutes? If you put that all together, you're really going to feel a change in terms of your health. Testosterone is really important, but it's not the only thing you're going to impact. You're also going to impact other hormones. I took a course called Testa Power Plus. It has monstrous success. Why is it so successful? Because it's natural. And people have finally realized that you can change your life, that you can improve it, that you can regain a certain well-being just by taking certain foods, by cutting out certain foods, by taking care of yourself, by looking after your hormonal levels and your nervous system. Being independent. Small actions, small habits to change will really allow you to modify, let's say exponentially, your well-being. So really, it doesn't take much. Today I'm talking to you about zinc. Tomorrow I'll talk to you about something else. I really want to help you. Now, indeed, don't ask me to give you everything through a video. It's going to last way too long. I might really annoy those who aren't interested. So, the best thing is to actually follow a training program, a method that's tailored and thought out for you. And there, what I have is indeed Testa Power, more than a success. More than I thought, actually. Why? Because the results are good. The results are quick. It's easy to set up. And what you need to remember is that since it works, it motivates people. And what do? They talk about it. They block it at the ear. Now I'm getting more and more requests. So if I can help you, I would be delighted. I'll put the link below. It's Testo Power Plus. Think about taking zinc. It can help you. You're a woman. You're concerned too. And then know that taking vitamin D, omegas, food types of this type, it's normal since the diet is deficient. Right now, there's not much sun, so think about vitamin D. And remember that during COVID-19, we talked a lot about vitamin D and zinc. And we noticed that people who were hospitalized quite seriously in intensive care were often deficient. There's no secret. If you have a good hormonal system, a good immune system, you'll definitely have a healthier life and probably a much longer one. I'm leaving you now. Take care of yourself and see you soon. Hi! And if you like it, don't forget to comment and share. And if you haven't signed up yet, now's the time if you want to benefit from the advice. So, really think about subscribing to the channel. Alright, I'll leave you now. Hi, and thanks again for being here. Hi.